Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with not just another episode of Farscape, but with the penultimate episode of Farscape Season 1.
Oh, my gosh.
Titled Bone to be Wild, by the way.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
So,
I guess we'll find out.
I'm really excited.
What happened last episode, Heidi?
Let's see.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Do you recall?
Yeah.
You've never seen Nutty Professor, so nothing can be counted on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never seen either one. So whatever. I should watch the remake first, right?
You've never seen either Nutty Professor.
No, I have never seen either one.
They're both funny in their own ways.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I'm an old school guy. I prefer the Jerry Lewis version, but that's okay.
So we said we were going to film the next night, and then we decided to take a break. So this is 2 nights now. So I've slept twice since we watched the last one. But
Which means we're twice as dumb.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, John did escape the what was the name of the station? It started with a G.
Yeah, Gamok.
Okay, yeah, he escaped that station, the Peacekeeper station, with the help of the crew of Moya and Jolena, the PK Tech girl, who went with them.
What did you call her?
Jolena.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
What did you think?
I heard Angelina.
No.
You could have said Brangelina.
No thanks.
It's not a thing anymore anyway.
Who died immediately after John kissed her.
Mm-hmm. She died of a broken plot. No, she just died because they needed to get her out of the way.
Yeah,
so
well,
that Aaron could be a thing.
and she got shot. So there's that. She wasn't wearing anything armor-like as a tech girl. So there you go.
Yeah, that bullet left a plot hole. I'm kidding. I'm rambling.
Not while I'm drinking anything at all.
Sorry.
Please. I almost did a spit take.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Please don't, because
we've got equipment and toys and all that stuff out here. So no, I don't want to do a spit take.
Cut to a shot of me like dripping stuff out of the microphone.
Dabbing at our little DRDs here.
Yeah, let's not do that.
No.
Okay, anyway, to try to rein this nonsense back in, we ended with Crichton back on board Moya. Moya had her child.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Which Heidi mysteriously knows to be Talon, in spite of the fact that she hasn't seen most of these episodes.
No, I did know it, though. I did love that the Dominar here was so proud of it being a male, even though it definitely wasn't his. He was just, a son. Like he was so proud.
Right, just a strange dude.
He really is.
But that's okay.
I like him.
Yeah. So lots of stuff going on, and Chiana actually played a big part in helping that baby be born as well.
Chiana the midwife.
That's right. We got to see Aaron holding herself together to go down and try to save Crichton's butt from his predicament.
Just his butt.
Dargo and Zan also helped out. Zan with her explosives, and Dargo with his willingness to chase after silly Crichton and these people he's grown attached to in spite of himself. Yes. So all of that was good stuff. We actually ended our last reaction with the notion of where do the next 2 episodes go?
Yeah, because that seemed like it would be like a really great, like, kind of like a season closer right there. It's like these 2 episodes are going to be like bonus episodes. So I'm really excited to see what else they're going to pick apart from the rest of this first season and what doors they're going to open for season 2. Maybe at this point they figured out that they were going to have a season 2. So, maybe they needed to kind of put some stuff together. Maybe they had to condense a couple of things and then make this happen.
It's almost like when you were watching Buffy season 4 and you got through episode 21 and you were like, they just beat the big bad. Where do we go from here?
Spoilers.
What happens?
But yes, that. And then there was a fabulous episode that was so kooky and crazy. And like everyone was like, what is this? And then looking back, you understood what it all meant. It was fantastic. So I'm really hoping that I'm not going to be completely confused by episodes 21 and 22 here, but
I don't think you'll be confused. I think you wear the cheese. The cheese does not wear you. All right, you ready? You meet the most appalling sorts of people. Okay, we're going to dive in. We're going to stop quoting Buffy and dive into the show. Here we go. I don't even know which button I'm hitting now. This is how confused I am. Thank you for being with us, by the way, in all of our craziness. We know we're a lot to put up with, and we appreciate you having the energy and the wherewithal to do it. If you want to see the unedited version of our nonsense, you can find that on Patreon. That link is always down in the description, as is the Cash App link if you don't want to do Patreon, but you'd like to help out the channel. You don't have to do either of those things. We just appreciate that you're here watching the show. Although, if you would at least give us a thumbs up, that really helps the channel.
That really does. Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to dive in now and not waste any more of your time with our nonsense. Here we go.
Moya is picking up something. Some sort of distress call. Please help us. Please come quickly. As soon as you can.
Yeah,
There's a creature.
we don't have time for this right now.
The signal is weak. It is unlikely Crater's ship even heard it.
You do not have to go down there, you flatulence.
Distress call. Unacceptable.
20,000 asteroids are sufficient size to block the Leviathan from our scans.
Thank you, sir.
Then we enter the field and change our angle of projection.
If I was in command, Captain, I would concentrate on the Leviathan's newborn. See if I couldn't make the offspring reveal itself.
My orders stand.
Officer Sun, I would appreciate if you would stay aboard.
This is the most miserable place I think I have ever been.
You guys got a point. My rashes have got rashes. Hey, don't forget, happy campers. The girl in the distress signal said, "Creature." Well, stick with me, Dargo. I'm there.
Is she a plant? Like a mushroom?
She is. This gal looks too much like the Borg Queen to be trusted.
Yep.
I am Emily.
Oh,
Oh, it's there.
let's not fire weapons on the transport.
Yeah.
Definitely. Internal bleeding.
Oh. That's not good.
Nope.
Aw, he is cute.
What's wrong? Moya is having difficulty establishing a connection to her progeny.
How so?
The offspring knows he is different. There is tension between Moya and him.
You want me to go aboard?
This is astounding, pilot. I need more light.
And triangles. Aw.
I have light. Hello?
Aw.
I've never understood the need of some warriors to memorialize their conquests.
I want you off my ship.
Of course you do. Has grown quite small.
All I can think about right now is the ADR person having to add all the leather squeak, like, into the microphone.
Soon be in need. And they're all...
The creature gets ravenous.
Is she sniffing him?
John, we need more kitchen.
Seems so.
You smell different. I am also Flora.
You're a plant?
Why does it bother you?
Just makes me feel awkward about giving you flowers for your birthday.
Everyone knows that Delvians of Flora evolved.
I have cartilaginous fibers instead of bone.
That's why you like the light so much. Photosynthesis.
I'm not hungry yet.
Yep.
But I know that at least once or twice, Ben Browder's wife appears in this series, and I think this alien lady is his wife.
Oh. Oh, wait. That's a new move. The very next day.
I'm sorry about your female. I was scared. The creature will take your friend to his eating grounds before killing her.
This is where the eating is done.
You gotta help me find my friend.
Oh, cool. Oh.
I am not your enemy.
Yeah, I got that when she went all horny.
Your command begs question.
If my actions were under examination, I would have been recalled.
You were recalled.
I am sorry to have hurt you. I had no breath left.
John, Emily's a calcivore. She's a feeder of bone. Bernie is a scientist, John.
My ancestors seeded this barren asteroid over 300 cycles ago.
They first encountered Emily in her dormant state, John, as we did.
And after she's eaten one of us, the others will have
All
a
right.
chance to kill her.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Do you understand what's happening?
Look, I wish there was more time for this, but there isn't any time. You are going to have to decide if you will trust your mother, if you're going to trust me.
Oh, there you go.
Aw.
Right then, pick it up, Zan. We gotta go.
Okay, nearly ready. Disease and fungus will completely heal.
Very happy.
I thought you wanted...
Oh, well, that's handy.
3D printer of
Plants.
That is a very.
If you think that's cool, I've taught it how to make peach
Come on,
rings.
Zan, let's go.
We'll be all right, John.
Yeah, Zan has no bones.
Together we can help transport all the vials onto your ship. That is my one condition, but it is non-negotiable.
Take it outside, Emily. Us Southern boys don't make good eating, not without a fight.
Have to eat, John.
Can you have that thing make a bone?
I need you to know the truth. People brought my ancestors to this asteroid for a purpose. To rid it of all herbivorous life forms. Plenty of food for my ancestors. Only their precious plants would remain. In the end, we only had each other.
Oh, okay.
People arrived, and they became prey.
I was hungry.
So what did you have in mind?
I will control my hunger, and you will provide me access to a more permanent food supply.
You have got to be kidding me, right?
Can't fully explain it, pilot, but this ship and I seem to have reached a bit of an understanding. Moya, too, is encouraged. Communication with her offspring is improving. She thanks you, Officer Sun.
You forgot to mention how your ancestors brought Emily's people here.
For all this unparalleled flora to flourish, it may not be entirely unreasonable
To
to...
murder sentient beings in order to save a few stinking plants?
How animal-centric of you, John.
Sorry, Zan. I forgot. You're...
I am a stinking plant.
No offense, but I say we take this tree hugger, shove him out the access port, and get the Hezmana out of here.
You are unfit for duty by any measure. I personally intend to see you stripped of rank.
So you can take command of my carrier?
I already have.
Get off my ship!
Not sure this is a good idea there, Chris.
Well, he's just enjoying a little dance.
Getting down tonight? Oh, nice roar.
Why must you force me to display my physical superiority to your kind as well?
If you want to fight anyone, attack your executioner.
Screw the happy plants, guys. The transport's repaired. What the hell happened?
Emily took Zan. I tried to fight her.
She took Zan.
Zan has no
Where would you
bones.
take her? You said you wouldn't hurt us, said you weren't gonna eat any of us? Then you hauled Zan off and... Idiot!
Is he fast? Faster than his mother?
Tiana, would you come here for a mic, please? Now let me get something straight. Both of you. Moya will not leave here without her offspring, and he will not leave without her.
Come on, use that tongue of yours, Dargo.
Don't kill me, please!
I used all my remaining calcium to present myself in this way.
Why?
So, you would listen.
Oh, she reminds me of that spider thing from Doctor Who.
But I have nothing to offer you. There's a ship of beings out there, thousands. No one will regret their passing. They are coming soon.
Did you kill Emily?
Nope. Zan's a Delvian. Plant, right? Fibers instead of bones, so... no calcium.
Where is she? What are you doing?
You faked those injuries. Where is she?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Zan.
Thought so.
Until today, I could only dream of sampling such an incredible species.
She has a name.
Here,
What did we learn about answering distress calls?
but also feed his legs to Emily.
The escape Leviathan
There you go.
pods. Sir. Captain.
Sweetie pie?
Scorpius.
I await your orders, sir.
My orders? Do as he says.
Snookums.
There is much cruelty in the universe.
Yeah, we seem to have a treasure map to it.
Only map you've got, bucko.
Bon appetit. Tell me about the baby.
John, he's amazing. And frightening. The technology.
Such a waste.
It's like nothing I've ever seen.
You'll find your way back there, Zan, when insanity isn't chasing you.
When did our roles become reversed, sweet Dargo?
When you required it.
The ship has notified me that the offspring now needs a name. And she would be extremely honored if you, Aaron Sun, were the one to choose his name.
Aww.
We found a survivor.
Oh?
She spent time with the fugitives and may have information that's useful to us.
Please, 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 please help me.
We must be willing to give of ourselves.
And that is it for the penultimate episode of Farscape, Bone to be Wild. Before, Heidi, you share your thoughts, I just want to apologize. I yawned like 3 or 4 times during that, and I tried to stifle it, but just this wave of sleepiness hit me. It was not the show. It was just my day. So I'm so sorry for that. And then I had to lean out of the mic and sneeze. I don't know what's going on with me today, but I apologize for that. Heidi, your thoughts while I collect myself and whatever gray matter I have left.
I enjoyed this episode. Okay, so definitely not confused like I would have been with, what was the name of that episode at the end of season 4?
Restless?
Restless, yeah. I'm definitely not restless confused, but I'm like...
She means season 4 of Buffy.
Yeah, sorry. We were referencing it before we started the episode. This episode seemed like, kind of almost filler. We got some good, action points or like moving on points where, Scorpius was, kind of dressing down Crace. We got Aaron exploring the baby. Still has not named him, but we know what his name's going to be. Mm-hmm. I was not sure of how this fits in, and of course, and it wasn't like there was a to be continued, but that it's gonna have to pick up right where it left off. So I'm a little, not just like completely confused, but I am a little bit confused. So I want to be able to kind of think about it a little bit more. Jeff, your thoughts?
I enjoyed this episode. It was kind of one of those where it feels like it's not going anywhere. It feels like it's a monster of the week, even though we, but clearly it's not, because we're joining the crew immediately after John's escape for the most part.
Right.
Where they're still hiding from Crace, who now has Scorpius on his ship, much to his chagrin. And, so we're right still in the thick of this pursuit.
So it's almost like a 4-parter.
Yeah, but I thought it was interesting that we did have this like side quest in the middle of the end sort of flurry of episodes here, that we took a little side jaunt over to deal with this distress call and to deal with all this. And I know that you'll tell me whether I was right about the actress, if that's Ben Browder's wife or not. And I'll try to look it up when we're done here, but of course I'm using this device and we're recording on another one, so I don't really have anything to look it up on right this second. But I believe that it is, and that's cool. It's always cool when husbands and wives get to work together on things. But if I were to separate the plot stuff from what's happening to the crew and what we're kind of in the middle of, I wouldn't rate it very high. Like it was okay. Yeah. But because we still had Crace dealing with Scorpius, because we still had them on the run, and because we had the nice stuff with Aaron and Talon, I feel like it worked. Because
we got, again, as always, we got little bits and pieces. We got Dargo and Zan kind of coming to an understanding. We got Chiana and Rigel kind of bickering it out like the 2 kids in the back seat. We got a lot, like just a lot of good, little crew stuff happening. So it's not like it was a complete waste, but I'm very much looking forward to this next episode resolving some of my question marks. So that's kind of where I am with that.
Yeah. Like I said, if you pulled those elements out, if we didn't have those character beats that Heidi's just talking about, if it was just the Monster of the Week stuff, I would be much less interested in this episode. But because it had those stronger points, it kind of made it feel like the Monster of the Week stuff was just kind of getting in the way of the stuff that mattered.
Yeah, like I would, I'm super glad that Aaron was able to get aboard the baby and kind of explore and have him understand her. Moya and the baby are communicating better. I love that. That's great. I do love seeing Crace kind of humiliated on his ship. So that's nice.
But he's earned it because he really went off the deep end. With this pursuit. So he grounded his own career. He can't really blame Scorpius for that.
Not at all. And that's the thing. It strikes me that he has completely gone off, like you said, gone off the rails from normal peacekeeper protocol. And it's interesting because also that he was conscripted and he was he had to take care of his brother. So he, unlike Aaron's son and other peacekeepers, he wasn't bred for this. So he still kind of kept a lot of his I'm actually kind of framing it in the whole sort of like Jedi way, where this Crace is far from Anakin for sure, but he grew up outside of the order, I guess, and so he's kind of kept a lot of his background thoughts, emotions, fears, and like the peacekeeper training didn't really sink in as far as they thought it did. So he can go off those rails.
A lot of pop culture analogies there, but I think I get where you're going.
He's too old to be trained.
Well, as you said in the Hidden Memory last week, even his appearance is more disheveled. He's more frantic looking.
Yeah.
When you compare that to the premiere episode, Crace, who was very put together, very
back, everything was tight together.
Yeah, exactly. So his exterior is sort of showing what's going on in that head of his. He's coming unglued. Inside and outside, and of course somebody like Scorpius is going to use any opportunity he has to grab some power while he can.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is good. I think from a writing standpoint, and this is just, I do write stories. I put books out there. I'm not a professional as far as, I'm never gonna comment too harshly on somebody else's work because everybody has their thing. But an episode like this, to me, given the positioning of the overall arc and they're on the run and this would have been a great moment or a great episode to do sort of a ticking clock kind of episode where, running radio silent, they've got all the power down, all of that, and just the misery and the tension of if we make a sound, if we
kind of like that 44 or 42 episode of Battlestar Galactica, where they had to keep jumping every 40 minutes,
right?
Or so.
But something along those lines where the tension is really tight and high, and you can still play with the comedic aspects and the character building stuff between the characters, but and the relationship building, but just you're already in a tense situation. And so it feels like the distress call is just a deviation away from the tension.
Right.
Like it's a field trip away from the scary stuff, when to me we should have honed in on the scary stuff.
So
the scary stuff involving them already, not necessarily scary stuff on another planet elsewhere.
Right. So I'm really hoping that this side quest has some resolution also for this next episode. Like if there's anything.
But again, even if it doesn't, knowing how tightly these shows were written, and when they're writing 2 or 3 episodes at a time with a team of writers, and they're filming 2 or 3 episodes at a time from what we've heard. Sometimes you need, because you're going to put a lot into the 2-parter and then you're going to have a big finale. So you need a break, you need a space. So you divert for an episode because you need to get all your ducks in a row because you're working on the finale. But sometimes that happens, and I get it.
But like you said, it would have been nice to just focus on the crew, and they wouldn't have to have dealt with the set, the makeup, all the other stuff. So I'm hoping that the other stuff had a purpose.
You could have even done an all silent episode where they literally cannot make a sound for, because they're being watched, they're being, scanned, they're being whatever, and they literally have to run.
Those translator microbes work with writing. That would be interesting to know.
That's a good question. We may find that out later. I don't know, but yeah, it would have been interesting because you could show a lot of character interaction without dialogue, and that would have been an interesting way to take it as well.
Yeah.
But really, that's just nitpicky for me because I did enjoy the episode, and I enjoyed the parts of it that I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
The Aaron and Talon stuff, even the Dargo and Zan stuff, even though it was kind of separated, but that moment there at the end with her saying, "When did we switch roles?" That was a good moment because she sees something in him that she didn't see before. And he's recognizing that I had to step up because of how much you meant to all of us in that capacity.
Yeah.
And it's really mutual respect for one another that's highlighted there. So the really good moments in the episode.
Yeah.
I just feel like the
pacing.
Just the side quest took away from the better beats of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't all be winners. And we say a lot when we're talking about first seasons of things. I know we said this on Stargirl a lot when we were reacting to that, that a first season of a show, sometimes it takes a while to get everything rolling. And so this may have been a script that got played around with a lot as the season progressed and didn't find its way in until they figured out a way to work it in because they needed to kill some time somewhere. So they added this side quest in. Could have been an idea floating around. I don't know. If you know, let us know, because I know some of you have listened to all the commentaries and things. Maybe there is a commentary for this episode. But I'm curious as to why that decision was made. It didn't kill the episode for me.
No,
it just struck me as being a bit strange.
It was kind of like, I'm not sure why this was where this fit in. I am trusting the writers and the crew and everyone to show me how it fit in. But even if they don't, like Jeff said, not every episode is a winner, and this was far from bad. So I'm not unhappy. I'm just waiting to have more questions answered.
Sure. And every series, good series, always have episodes where they just miss the mark a bit, where they should have spent 5 more minutes on this thing, or they should have taken another pass at the script, or they should have, series that I have a lot of respect for, some of the Star Trek series, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I can point to several episodes, quality television, but missteps along the way that don't kill the series, that don't kill even the episode, but it's just like, why did they make that call? What was the decision making there? And sometimes there's a reason, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes they just get into a bind and they have to fill another 20 minutes of script.
Sometimes the reason I feel isn't justified to tell the story. Sometimes that happens too.
Right. But again, this would be much worse if I didn't feel okay with the story by the time it ended. I feel okay with this.
Yeah.
It just wasn't necessarily what I expected of a penultimate episode. This episode feels like something we should have had like mid-season, instead of this late in the season. But that's just me being nitpicky. And it's really the first time I've had even a halfway major gripe with an episode. And I think it's just because of its placement in the season. I think if it had been placed earlier in the season, I wouldn't have cared so much.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been much better served earlier on, just kind of banding the crew together, having them figure this out, find out more about Zan, like, right after her photosynthesis, figure it like her when they were on that light planet. Sure. This would have been a great like follow up to like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a plant, which I kind of guessed there. I didn't know that. Right. So,
but you guys are so good at commenting on these things. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts on that. I mean, I will own that, just because I have a thought about something doesn't make it the right thing. Right. Maybe everybody loves this episode. Maybe it's a fan favorite. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think about it. And I didn't dislike the episode. I just had some elements that I felt like either needed another pass in the edit or, in the scripting or whatever, because I just felt like those things kind of took away from what I was more interested in this episode. But if you feel differently, let us know in the comments down below.
And like I said, I'm trusting that there is going to be some sort of, reason for this here and now, and maybe we'll find that out in the next episode, which is the finale. So I am excited.
And if there's not, as long as the finale gives us a good finale,
this is true.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
We will be back with the finale. Before you know it, we actually made the decision to post the final episode today as well. So if you're watching this the day that it drops, you're going to get both the penultimate episode and the finale on the same day. That's just us trying to give you a little extra something as we jump into the new year. We're going to be taking a few weeks away while we prep for season 2, and then we'll be back with season 2. So join us for the next episode. It'll be up. It may be up even now. So check that out, and we are happy to watch the finale along with you, as always. If you want to see the full unedited version of this penultimate episode, you can find that on Patreon. If you want to support the channel without becoming a Patreon sponsor, the Cash App stuff is in the description, as well as our podcast info and where you can find us online.
Yeah.
Until the finale in just a few minutes for us.
A few minutes for us.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.